necessarily I agree with you to a point that Iran probably won't use a nuclear weapon, but their proxies, Hezbollah, which I believe is Shiite, correct, and Hamas, which is Sunni, who they also back, they're Sunni Muslims. What do you think the prospects of them getting nuclear weapons to them? Because they ship regular weapons to them all the time. And that's what I worry about from a national security point all the way over here. And I would really worry about if I lived in Israel or even Saudi Arabia. And also, after you touch on that, do you see any comparisons between a nuclear Iran and the problems we're facing with North Korea? Because we don't have because they're a nuclear state, we really don't have any bargaining chips. And if Iran gets to that point, I see a lot of similarities in there, with Kim Jong-il and also with Ahmadinejad.
Yeah, those are excellent points. I'll take the second first. They're basically buying the guarantee that you will not attack them militarily ever again, which is a big deal, right? That's never going to hang over their head ever again if they have a nuclear weapon. Some people say that's a good thing. That's a stabilizing effect that it has when you don't have the threat of war hanging because people don't take crazy risks. And I think there's a lot of validity to the idea of the stabilizing factor of nuclear weapons. It's that in-between time in the proliferation stage where things are most uncertain. But certainly Israel will no longer be the only power with a nuclear bomb, and that'll make Iran maybe emboldened. Maybe it'll make it more responsible because they don't want to miscalculate. But maybe it will make them a little more trigger happy with their proxies like Hezbollah. We don't know. As for Iran handing weapons to proxies, it's my view, and it's also the view of the military establishment in the United States, that that's not going to happen. And that's because Iran has always been very masterful in using these groups for political purposes. Iran has sort of carried the mantle of anti-Israeli sentiment to the extreme. And it's proven to be successful in buying them some insurance against Sunni-Arab opposition to their nuclear program because the Arab street, the regular Joe Blow on the street, really sees Iran as doing what their own governments are sort of too weak to do, which is to oppose Israel. And after, 2008, which is after the July 2006 war between Israel and Hezbollah, there was a poll taken by Zogby and University of Maryland, which said that the three most revered leaders in the Arab world were the president of Syria, the leader of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, and Ahmadinejad. This Persian, Iranian, Shiite is one of the three most popular people in the Arab world. So they do it for obvious political purposes, but there would also be people believe, like myself, that they'd be willing to throw these guys under the bus if they had to. And they offered to do that in 2003 when they offered an engagement with the Bush administration. They said, we'll stop terrorism. How serious they were, well, we never pursued it. But we believe that their security comes first, and they are a nationally cohesive state where people are Iranians first and Muslims second. And that even goes to Ayatollah Khomeini, who said, the national interest is above Islam. And I don't think they would ever put the fate of their 2,500-year-old country in the hands of somebody they may not be able to control fully. So that's why I'm not concerned about that, the way I am about Pakistan, for example.